All right, welcome to another episode from the chart readers. Man, what was a sector riding the moving averages really nicely, all of a sudden is starting to see a little bit of issues with the lines, right? You can see it with tilray, you can see it with CGC, you can see it with MSOS. The one nice one, and I don't talk about this one too often, VFF is at least worth some eyes. It looks like they had a decent earnings candle, and you know, you can arguably call that confirmation. Maybe that's kind of back-to-back dojis, but VFF is at least staying above it. ACB, as you look at it again, this one's now back to below the lines. SNDL, we were calling this one, I was calling this one the strongest of them all. And again, right down to the 200 moving average. High tide, I was calling this one of the strongest of them all. Not as quite as low at the 200, but still under the lines, hitting the 100. It's tough trading, and it's well beyond just this sector. And again, I've been saying this, I feel like on every video, all my comments here and there. Look at this market. The Dow Jones, and again, when we're talking about this sector, all we're talking about is farming. All we're talking about is selling in stores, not even like real online e-com, right? Like that's as Dow Jones as it gets. Look at this monster all-time high candle on the Dow Jones. I know there's some wicks up here, but that's a crazy strong candle right there. You look at the S&P 500. Look, it's not as strong, but yeah, this actually does look nice. Yet the sector is just losing the lines. I don't get it, and believe me, I've been saying it with AI stocks. SoundHound is coming down. They actually just had some good earnings. BBAI had good earnings last night. They actually opened up all the way here around 7 and then closed down at 6. I mean, it's crazy out there. There are some drone stocks. There's so many tickers, and yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. And look, to me, I would rather know things are not good and you know, plan accordingly than pretend the sky is blue when it's clearly not. You know what I mean? So it's tough trading. It really is. And this is where you got to decide. Are you going to be long and strong and just ignore the noise? Or if you're going to be a short-term trader like I am, you got to wait for those right moments. And you know, the lines are just kind of saying that the moments aren't right now, right? So we'll talk about all that shortly, but before we do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I'm so grateful for it, all right? So, look, let's get into it. I'm basically going to chapter all of these together because really the thoughts are all the same. I think the one outlier, and again, I don't really talk about this ticker too often, but VFF is looking the best of the bunch, while every other ticker is below several, if not all, the moving averages. The VFF is actually holding and is still sitting above all 5, right? These are a little bit more doji than ideal, but looks like they like the volume. I'm sorry, looks like they like the earnings because there was real nice volume right there. I remember seeing the candle being all the way up there and actually looking extra strong, right? But today wasn't bad compared to yesterday. I just wish it closed a little higher and made this a little bit better of a candle. But yeah, VFF for sure is the easy outlier. And really, what's the I have no lines up, actually. Let's draw some lines. Where are we? We're already there. Is it here? Yo, the next line on VFF actually looks like it's around 4, right? Because you got this line, basically the bottom of that, basically the bottom of that, almost the top. Like 430 actually looks like it is next for VFF. And what's this money line going to be? What's 50% of you? We're already below that. Wow, we're already above that. Goodness. That's too high. It's this 354 line. So we're obviously a couple cents over it, but it's not necessarily breaking yet. But look, at 359, it's the top of right there. At 3 50, it's the bottom of down here. We're basically trying to break 350-ish, 354, and you can see it. We're already at 360 right now, right? So I like this candle a lot. I think VFF looks like it wants 430. I'm very bullish, I would say, as long as we can stay above 335. I would love it to never go below 340. That would be awesome. But yeah, it can come as low as 335, and I think I'd still be okay with it, all right? From there, the rest look tough, right? Now, look, there's a lot of okay, let me not say a lot. There's some positive because we're at least over the 100 and the 200. I've said it. The 50, the 100, and the 200 are very hard lines to break up, and they should be very hard lines to lose down. Even this 50 that clearly we've been under for most of 2 weeks. Bad candle, doji don't count. Bad candle, green. Bad candle, yeah, for sure, gap down, but doji don't count. And then back to red, green, red. Like, we actually have not confirmed the loss of the 50, despite the fact that we've been under it, right? So you can see it. The 50 is still a hard line to lose. It's proving itself that. And we do have 2 other ones down here. Obviously, I don't like the fact that we're about to death cross the 20 and the 50, but, you know, I don't really talk about the death cross, golden cross too much. For me, you're either over a line or under a line, right? But so far, we haven't actually like lost the 50, but it is concerning to be under the 8 and the 20, and it is concerning how much we've been struggling to get over the 8. We're now kind of over the 8, and that's not bad, but really, I think the best thing to say is we got to get back over that 151 line, right? You can make a really good argument for like 145, right? But again, at that point, you might as well wait the 6 cents and just like get over that red line it's a different color for a reason. I was trying to get that word out. It would be concerning, and that's basically where we don't want to lose 125. 125 is the bottom of this candle right here. It's the top of this candle right here. There's a good like horizontal right here, right? Like all of this right there. So we don't want to lose 125. If we do that, I think we're going to start thinking 110 on tilray. Again, we really want to get over 151. Arguably, just wait for it to get over 170, and then that's the better channel right there, right? So you know, each their own risk-reward tolerances. CGC, this one's disappointing because this never broke the 200. I thought this was gonna do it. I thought this was gonna do it. I thought this was gonna do it. I mean, it's wild, and it just goes back to show you how tough of a line that 200 is right there, right? Looks like earnings came and went. Looks like there's at least a little bit of an uptrend forming right there. But to me, there's just too many moving averages, and we're under too many of them, right? So I'm willing to lower this line a little bit. What does that look like? I'll take it to there. Get me over 140. Honestly, it probably would be a little bit better if we called it that. I think that's basically 50% of that candle, right? Yeah, it's still 140. Get over 140 and I'll like CGC. Otherwise, I mean, if we lose 120, and that's basically where we're sitting at right now. If we lose 120, I mean, I would really have to start to expect it to go down to the dollar right there. So CGC, man, really, really tough 200 moving average line is really the moral of the story there. As you look at MSOS, look, again, I think it's kind of that same tilray comment, all right? I don't like the fact that we lost the 50 and came all the way down to the 100, but the 100 is proving itself to be a tough line to lose down, and we've at least bounced up relatively well, right? But it's just, this thing went, and it's the whole sector, right? Like, I don't know if we're in need of some federal headlines. I don't know what it is, but the index is there. It feels like only a few stocks are doing well right now, and man, that's what makes it tough, right? But look, I think the easy thing to say is $5. I could maybe lower the line to like 480 if you want to, risk reward tolerance, call 480 your line. That's not bad. Personally, I'd like to get over 5 because then from there you're talking about a 20% move all the way up to 6 right there, right? Basically 250 cents right there. So I like MSOS over 5. It's concerning to see us battle this 100 right here because you can see it. It's literally the bottom of that right there, and you lose it, it might actually be a pretty fast fall. I don't even know if this will hold it, right? Like, this one's in a little bit of a tough place, but at least we're starting to see that bounce of the 50 and bounce of the 100 and trying to get over this right here, right? So $5 one more time. SNDL and High Tide are probably the most disappointing because, again, these two were so good, right? SNDL and High Tide. Sometimes typos do good things, not this one right here. Right? High Tide just holding the 8 and the 20 so well till basically that early October. SNDL holding the 8 and the 20 so well until that like mid-November, right? So it is so sad to see both of those as low as they are. And man, look at that just loss of the 100 just like that. I don't know what happened with this earnings right here, especially because we just saw the last earnings actually do so well for the company, right? So let me know if you do have the details right there. I really don't have the details. There's a little bit of a 200 moving average bounce going on right there, but I don't like how recent this earnings was and the inability to go up. Like clearly earnings made it come down, gap down pretty hard, right? So this is definitely frustrating right here, just again because of the strength it just had. You don't want to lose 170. If you lose 170, it actually might be a quick fall to 150, if not potentially this 137 140 line that we have down here. I think 222 is probably the line. It looks like this is going to start coming down relatively quickly. If you're willing to wait for 234, that's probably going to be better on SNDL, but yeah, at the minimum right now, we got to hold and bounce the 200 moving average. That's definitely the focus right there. And again, High Tide, basically the same story. At least the 100 is holding, right? That's the important thing. The 100 is a hard line to break up, and it's a tough line to lose down, right? So you don't want to lose that 100. If you lose the 100, there's too much green to a potential red down back to 270, 280, all right? So I would really like High Tide over, let's call it 319, 320. That'll at least take us up to like that 350, 340 range. That's a 10% move right there, right? I very much like it over 350, 340. That's an easy thing to say, all right? Look, I'm not here. Like, there are people that sincerely believe legalization is going to come, and when it does, believe me, vices don't die. Like, this sector will make as much, if not more, than alcohol, tobacco, etc. Right? Like, vices make money. They do, right? We just have a lot of just regulations and this and that, and if that one day comes, for sure, it's all gonna, decimals are gonna move, right? The problem is it's a tough market right now, and you got to decide and your time frames and all that, right? So if you're long and strong, just ignore the noise, right? If you're a mover of money like I am, we got to wait for the moments to be right, and just it's tough, and it's well beyond just this sector, all right? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Oh, I appreciate you so much.